And there we go. We are live. So, hello and welcome to Real United Talk. I've got guests tonight with Mark, who is there but has vanished. He's there now. There he is. Got Diedrich as well. Thanks for joining, boys. Hope you are well. So tonight, as soon as Mark finished flapping about, we shall.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Yeah. Okay. Very professional, this.
Oh,
Very
can I
professional.
just do a quick disclaimer before we start?
Yeah, go on then.
Right, okay. The opinions you're about to hear are all my own and not influenced by any Nottingham Forest supporters at all.
Fuck hell.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for that, Mark. But right, so let's get into tonight's game. Diedrich, we'll start with you. You had a lot to say on Twitter about a certain incident involving probably the most highest profile player in the Premier League. Talk us through it. Talk us through what you thought of it, and what was he thinking?
I don't know what he was. I think we could discuss this for the next 15 years and not understand what he was thinking. Fair enough. I think I said on Facebook, on Twitter, what did I put? Cowardly. Cowardly might, like I said to you earlier on, might seem a bit harsh, but it's not like I said to you, it's not like it's been hit from him from a yard and he's just turned into it and gone, oh, that I could excuse. If anything like that, but like I said, it's had 15 yards to watch it come in. And it's almost, if you watch it back slowly, you can almost see him position himself and get ready. To be fair, that's probably the best goalkeeping we've seen. He should be teaching De Gea. How good that was. I just don't know. It's like we said earlier on. That's one of the first basic things they teach you in football. Don't touch the ball with your hands. I don't understand what's come through his head as it's coming. He's just, and then he's standing there going like that, acting like he's got a bust nose.
Yeah.
How many million of people watch the Premier League? How many cameras is going round there? VAR are checking it, and he's still pretending like he's got a bust nose. It was just embarrassing. But that, if we lose it on top four, it won't be that incident that cost us. It'll be a collective of multiple different things. This will be one of them, up there with all the David Hay mistakes. But it will be if we don't get into the top four because we weren't good enough over 38 games.
Okay, Mark, you watched the game as well. So what did you think? For me, it was the highlight of the first half. It was a fantastic piece of acting by a footballer that I've ever seen. Close to, I can't remember the guy now, Newcastle, who went down on the goal line pretending he'd been
Stephen
shot.
Taylor,
that's it. Yeah, Taylor. Almost as good as that, I would give. So, Mark, what do you think about it? What's your reaction to it?
Well, was it the World Cup a few years ago? Was it Zidane or was it Ronaldo that dropped to the deck in the corner when he pretended to get it in the face?
Rivaldo.
Oh, was it Rivaldo, that one?
2002.
That looked like a similar bit of acting. They went to the same acting school, I think.
Right. Right. Is Mike's gone again? Is it not?
Yeah. It's better if I just hold it.
There we go. Yeah, you have to hold it like that, mate. I'm afraid. Right, repeat that, mate. You forget I've got hearing aid in one ear.
I was just saying it was like Rivaldo in the World Cup that time when he went down holding his face. I think they went to the same acting school.
Yeah, very simple. Right. Well, it's not just me because Jay Hart's saying you can't hear, and Red Devil says he's struggling to hear you as well.
What?
Right.
What?
Yeah. What?
What?
So you're gonna have to speak up with that mic, mate. I'm afraid. Right. Red Devil
using
says
the same microphone as last time, so I don't understand what's going on.
I don't know, mate. Red Devil says, Ollie's ceiling tactics-wise, this is as high as he can take us, sadly, lads. He's done a good job off the pitch, but tactically inept will always let us down. And Jay Hart says, stop putting the mic in your pants, Marky boy. Now, I want to counter that, Red, by saying, I'm going to counter what Red's saying there by saying, if you look at that bench, right, tactically-wise, who else could he have brought on to change the game apart from Regalo? Right.
So brought him on too late as well. 84 minutes.
I think, yeah. Well, he was ready to go. He was stripped and ready to go at 78 minutes. right? But the ball didn't go out until like the 85th or 86th.
Should have been before that though. Should have been 60th minute. He should have brought Rashford or Martial off.
Right. Okay. Do you think Rashford was the right one to take off?
No, I think Martial should have come off. To be honest,
I thought Martial as well. What did you think, Diedrich?
I'd have done something completely different to both here. I'd have took Matic off as the CDM, and I'd have gone with two up top and winger either side.
Shit or bust.
Yeah. Why not?
Right, Dia. Well, he says no envy in this football club. Absolute disgrace. Weak mentality. We are exposed tactically. I think that first 11 that we got there, right? I think if you look past that first 11, there's nothing really.
Shit.
To me, yeah.
Yeah, it's not tactics. It's the lack of squad depth and the.
Well, it's the quality, isn't it? In what's out of that first 11, apart from that first 11.
It's been the past 4 games. Southampton, Crystal Palace. Yeah, we picked up 2 goals at Crystal Palace, but Chelsea again got hammered. We were crap. We were terrible today as well. It's just the past 4 games we've been woeful.
Okay.
We're a couple of injuries away from having a mid-table squad. A couple of bad injuries, and we'll just fall to bits.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know, I wanted to say that the other day on Twitter because I was looking at that and I thought to myself, you know, you're playing Pogba and Bruno in the same 11, which understandably you got to. But what happens when one of them gets injured? Who fills that gap, right? Because as good as McTominay is, he's not Pogba or he's not Bruno, right? Mata? No. He could only play number 10, really, in theory. And basically, who else is there that you could bring in there? You can't bring in Pereira. You can't bring in Lingard. So what do you go with? It's strange.
You're going to start looking into reserves, don't you? Like Garner and stuff like that.
Well, this is it. But is there enough? There ain't enough time now, is there, to bring someone through now?
No, I mean, definitely not now.
No, it's crunch time now. So if he's looking at players, then he'll be looking for next season. So I don't think you could chuck in a youngster in that midfield or anywhere in that first team 11 now and say go out and earn us a win. Red Devil says no. You can change the game up no matter who players you have on the bench. Change formation or go long ball. Anything. Not keep doing the thing. Recipe of madness, mate. We got rid of the best plan B in football, in my eyes, and we still haven't got an answer for it.
Just on the kids, though. On the kids, the only ones I'd trust to bring through at the minute would be defenders. There's Ethan Laird and is it Mengi, the defender?
Mengi.
Yeah, Mengi and Laird are the only 2. I mean, you wouldn't bring Chong on a game like that.
No, definitely not.
No, so who realistically? I mean, Diedrich, who realistically off that bench, Agallo aside, could have changed that game or could have changed, the Southampton game?
Southampton
could have changed the FA Cup match.
I don't think. I don't think anybody. But like I was saying that on Sunday night after we got beat, I said apart from that first 11, you go into it and it's like the level and quality is so steep. You look at Liverpool's bench, you can probably take a few out, give a few here, rest a few here, rest a few there. We literally cannot rest any players at the minute. And the same for Man City, they can take an out, put in, take out, put in. If we hit and still have quality in that squad, you take Pogba out and you put in Fred, or if you take Bruno Fernandes out and put Pereira there, it's evident to see how just the quality just goes from, top class ish, because of his goalkeeping abilities, Pogba, but then it drops down to like mid-table Premier League, almost relegation fodder, I'd say.
Would you trust? I mean, well, I don't know if you caught that then. I mean, Diedrich's on about Fred and Andreas Pereira coming in, as possibilities. Would you trust them players in this situation?
No, basically. The both
players. Put your mic closer again, mate.
They're both players that need a lot of games behind them before they start playing well. I think Fred's shown that when he's been coming in every now and then, he's not got the consistency. He needs a few games behind his belt before he starts playing well.
Okay. Right. Red Devil says, "Yeah, I'm right." Right. Just I'm going to put this up, all right? Because I don't get many of these comments about Fellaini. All right. So here we go. He says, "Yeah, you're right, Marcus. Everyone hated on Fellaini, but at least we showed intent to change it up to try and win it, mate. Sometimes, right, in order to win, I believe you got to win ugly, right? And I don't care what anyone says. Chucking that big bastard up there was effective, right? Simple as that. He won. He got us points, mate, when we had no right to get points. So yeah.
But the problem with
says he's
Fellaini
pissed.
was the fact that that was our plan A, though, not a plan B. That's what I think with Fellaini.
Yeah, I can see that. But when you had that thing Mourinho had, right, and those players weren't really working for him. I mean, let's be honest, near enough the whole team was against him, right? And you got one guy there that is willing to go through a brick wall, and you just think, I'm going to make you fucking special and just lump you up there, mate, and you're going to get your head on it and you're going to score, and that's that. Pankaj is totally pissed off. So let's get on to the second half then. So we've spoken about the incident. So the second half, played with a bit more intensity, still not enough, still didn't move the ball quick enough. Mason got the goal. I thought a very good goal, very good one-touch football between him and Martial. Looking at the replay, though, Fabianski, I think, you know what? His defenders were having a right go at him when that went in, and Fabianski could have possibly done better. So do you think overall United deserve the point? Are they good for the point, Diedrich?
A point. See, I don't want to. Yeah, I'd probably say points the fair result all round, although we all wanted more. But did anyone else notice that as soon as we did get that equaliser, it's almost like we settled? That was the strange thing. There was no urgency after that. It was like they were like almost thinking, "Oh, well, we've got a point. Now all we need to do is get another point. We're safe."
Yeah, Pogba was thinking, "Well, I'm out the shit now."
Do you know, we had a quick chat about that before we went live. A lot of conspiracy theories on Twitter about that incident with Pogba. Some people saying that, you know, it was deliberate, so he didn't get tied down to signing a new contract because he wants out. If United don't make the Champions League, he's out. I mean, what do you make of all that, Mark? Do you believe in it? Because there are rumours on Twitter that do turn out to be true.
Nah, it's a lot of crap.
No?
People are just thinking too much into things and just making something out of nothing.
Hello. Yeah.
There we go. Right, let's get him in. Dia, if you want to come on, mate, DM me. All right, so go on in, Pankaj. Give us your view of the game.
Like, it was a very disappointing performance, but I'm still positive. I think you got top 4, top 3, whatever. That's what matters. And sometimes you got to just, take the point, and it's a valuable point. I mean, so yeah.
You think that's a valuable point, do you?
Yeah.
You do?
Because West Ham, they were like, I mean, we are playing dreadful, man. West Ham were looking like they're going to score another goal, man, in the second half, to be honest. Declan Rice had a chance, and a few others had a chance. So, yeah.
I'm glad you, because I think, I don't know what you two think, but I think that was fucking dreadful. I think last game at home, right? I'll tell you what, if fans were at that game and they got to watch, right? If I was there, I'd be asking for fucking money back, mate. Last game at home.
We haven't won the penultimate game of the season for over 5 years, and 2 of them was against West Ham. So this is the 3rd game in 5 years that we've had the penultimate game against West Ham, and we've not won any of them. I think we've drawn 2 of them now when we lost 1.
But the quote Ross, but the quote Ross, mate. They're farmers, aren't they? I heard him moaning about fucking what's his name, the guy who was a right back. I forget his name now.
Johnson. Right, me and Ross were taking that. Yeah. That bit is on the ass, isn't
it? Just a bit, yeah.
So he was a golfer.
Jay Hart but yeah, Pankaj, this is for you. Jay Hart says to you, Pankaj, a curry is more valuable right now than that point. Right now, I've got a heart on my side here, right? Because I think me and Hart's on the same wavelength here. I don't think that is good enough from a United side fighting for top four, knowing that them
Yeah.
3 points, mate, would have near enough guaranteed top four. That was a
Yeah.
fucking yeah, as Mum just said, it's a piss poor game. So, Pankaj, how can you defend that? If you come, right, let me put you in this situation. You've travelled, right? You've come over from
Yeah.
India, right? You're
Yeah.
staying at the hotel football. You go to watch that game. You spent thousands of pounds to come and watch that. And you're telling me you
Yeah.
go back to India happy with a point.
No, I wouldn't. But last season, right, we dropped point to. I mean, Chelsea at home we lost, and because of Diaz's mistake. Okay,
Yeah.
and then we lost to Huddersfield. I think was it 2-1 or something, or was it a draw? I don't know. Yeah. So it's a valuable point because right now we are third. The goal difference, like if Chelsea lose today against Liverpool, we are third, and the next game against Leicester, we just need to draw that game. So yeah, I know we should supposed to win this game. I mean, we are just putting ourselves into a pressure situation yet again, and I'm a little bit concerned. But I think top four is done. I think we're going to get it. But it wasn't a good performance. I don't know why Oli didn't play Wan-Bissaka right through the start of the game. I think because when he came on the second half, he made a difference. Wan-Bissaka in the game. As soon as he came on, he made a difference.
Well, I'm glad he brought up Wan-Bissaka because for me, mate, he's piss poor since Aston Villa. Yeah. Right, I was calling for him to be dropped since Aston Villa game. Right, I'm glad he was dropped tonight. He looks like he's in dire need of a fucking rest. He gets caught under the ball at the minute as well. So, and I think the only reason why he came on is because that Bowen was getting so much freedom down that side, right, at one stage.
Presented darts programs.
And Fosu was on a yellow card, wasn't he? So I think he only took him off, mate, for protection. I think if he didn't have a yellow, he would have stayed on. But I mean, Mark, what do you think? Are you happy with a point here?
Well, of course not. But what is the actual situation with the league table now? Can we afford to draw against?
I think we're third.
We're third as it stands, yeah.
Yeah.
Chelsea are playing scum face now.
Liverpool. Yeah.
Yeah. They got another guard of honour.
Yeah. So I think the only pleasurable thing that would make that point worthwhile for me tonight is if Chelsea lose, knowing then that whoever wins on the final day Sunday is through.
Yeah, but can we afford a draw as things stand?
We can do. Yeah. We can do. But do you trust this United side to get a draw at Leicester?
Well, we've got to go gung-ho and try and beat them like we was doing.
I think we've got to go for the win.
Yeah, we've got to go for the win in the first half. Just get it signed, sealed, delivered, and then we can sit back and do nothing.
Oh, Jessica says there, absolute disgrace. Red Devil says we don't win it either matches, or is our worst point tally ever in the Premier League. Shocking. Jay Hart says he's going to take his dog for a walk now. Much more pleasurable than having to watch that game. Mate.
Stay away from the dodgy car parks with your dog.
But I'm watching the Chelsea game right now, and Chelsea look like they're going to score, man, the way they're attacking.
Right, hang on a minute. Let me just invite Dia. Pankaj.
Jay Hart's going looking for steamy windows.
Yeah.
Pankaj, going into Leicester. Right?
Yeah.
Would you play that? I suppose you would have to play that same team, wouldn't you? Really? And you got to hope. Would you trust that team to get 3 points to go for the win?
Yeah, I would. Because because Leicester are looking poor at the moment. I mean, they lost 3-0 against Spurs, Jose Mourinho's side, and they got smashed by a Jose Mourinho team. And we call Jose Mourinho as a finished manager, and they lost to Spurs. So I think we're gonna win, but it's not gonna be easy game. I think you're going to win 1-0 or 2-1. To be honest.
Diedrich? Going into that Leicester game? I mean, looking at the performances.
Well, that's the funny thing, isn't it? On paper, that first 11 is capable of beating anybody.
Football ain't played on paper, mate.
That's the thing.
You're old enough to know that.
Yeah, here's your paper.
I'm only 30. No, I think we can. I trust us to get a draw. I trust us to get a draw. I think we might even scrape a win. But
You think they can iron out the creases? I need that.
Right, Mark.
What's that?
What about you, mate? Leicester. Do you trust that team to go out for the win and get it?
As bad as we've been, Leicester have been a hell of a lot worse. So yeah,
right, I want to throw something to all three of you. Right, Jamie Vardy against Harry Maguire. How do you see that going? Right, because I see Vardy. You reckon? I see Vardy fucking ripping him to pieces.
He stopped him at Old Trafford, though, didn't he?
Mate, this is at Leicester.
Yeah.
This is at Leicester now, mate.
I think Harry Maguire is nowhere near an £80 million player. The amount of mistakes he makes, scored an own goal on Sunday. He's terrible. Well, not terrible, but he's for an £80 million player, he's terrible.
George Kyle's here. George Kyle says, remember what I said about how Ollie had not achieved anything yet? Yeah, but Ollie, do you remember when I said to you he was one game away from a potential trophy? And, you know, that would have took him into the next season full of confidence. Red Devil says then, what about Pogba, George? Jessica says, as Gary Neville said, Pogba was pathetic and then throwing his arms in the air, trotting around. This is why he's not world class. I've got to say to you, Jessica, he didn't show the attitude of a world class player tonight.
If we don't get top four, can we blame it on Moisey again?
Do you know what? You probably could on a technicality, right? Yeah, you probably could.
You got a little case, a little small case for it.
Casper says, hi, guys. Right, Casper. Jessica says, thought the academy boys were great. Brandon played his heart out, and she's also scared for Sunday. Right, now looking ahead as well, you know, again, looking at Sunday, mate, I've got a fucking horrible feeling. I don't think we're going to do it. I don't think we're going to get what we need.
But that horrible feeling you've got, it's piles.
I think Maguire is going to be
about that. I'm at the Quacks tomorrow for that, mate. But I don't know, mate. I got a funny feeling that I think a mistake is going to cost us.
I have a funny feeling that Maguire. No, Marcus, I have a funny feeling that Maguire is going to score the winner.
You think so? That'd be good, wouldn't it?
That would be a good one.
I think Maguire's going to cost us.
See, now I'm going to go something different. I think De Gea's going to cost us.
Yeah,
I really do. He did not look confident tonight at all. He came for a couple of catches.
Play Romero on the pretense that it's just a warm up for his Europa games.
Right, it's really right. Hang on, we got Dia. I think has just joined. I was wondering when he was going to join, so let's get Dia in. There he is. Hopefully, he works tonight. There we go. Yeah, how you doing, mate? Right.
That's nice to see all of you speaking.
No worries, mate. No worries, man. Right, come on in. Seeing as you're the noob in here tonight, give us your thoughts on everything.
Who's got lube?
Yeah, I'm very glad to see you, Pancard, everyone.
Yeah,
and Marcus, very nice. Mark and Diedrich as well.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. But a bit pissed off with Man United today. I thought we would have grabbed these 3 points, which was massive. I think because we can't wait for the Leicester game to capitalize on this. It put too much pressure on us, and because waiting for the Leicester game, it is it is too late for us to grab these 3 points at Leicester and beat Leicester. It will be very difficult. I think tough game.
Yeah.
You're not
they should have been sealed and done by now. They should already be out of the question.
Exactly.
Do you know what,
I
Dave?
understand.
Yeah, I reckon that as well, mate. It should have been done and wrapped up by tonight.
It's-
At
Yeah,
the
we've
late.
just lost 4 points in the past 3 games, haven't we?
Yeah,
At Southampton and tonight, so we should have had it
both those
wrapped up.
games at home as well. You want to be winning them.
Oh yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Before we started Project Restart, who would have actually said, if you looked at our remaining fixtures, that Southampton and West Ham would be the games we'd drop points on? If you'd have said that to me at the beginning, I wouldn't have believed you. I said, no.
Well, we dropped points at Spurs as well, didn't we?
We did.
But that's a tough game, though, Spurs. That's a Mourinho side. Like,
Yeah,
you're
that was the
talking
only
a
one I
Southampton
expected.
team,
That was the only one I expected we could have dropped points on.
but Spurs, between Spurs, Southampton, and West Ham, Spurs is a harder game for me. A, it's away. B, it's the Mourinho team. C, they got some decent technical players there, mate. And you look at Southampton at home, you look at West Ham at home, and you really think United should be picking up at least 7 points out of them 9.
Yeah.
So
It's a shame we couldn't have waited for lockdown for a couple more days because we'd have hammered Spurs. Because they had so many players left and we were playing well before lockdown. If we'd have just had that game and then got to lockdown, we'd have hammered them.
So, Dia, tonight's game then, I mean, for you, Pankaj reckons, it's a good point. I mean, going forward, what do you think? Is it a good point, really?
Yeah, but I think for me, 1 point, yes, you're playing against Leicester now. You have your 1 point, you have been able to I think it is vital, yes, because we don't know what's gonna happen against Leicester now. It depends with the result now if Leicester we don't know if we are going to be able to beat Leicester now. That would be very difficult. I think it will be a tough game to play against Leicester.
Okay.
It will be very tough.
Surely Ollie wouldn't have been. I mean, he's put all his eggs into one basket here, hasn't he? After that tonight. I mean, all right, fair enough. It's still in United's hands. They've not got to get beat. But
hopefully.
This is a Leicester team here that's got. They might have got hammered by Spurs, but they've still got the bit between the teeth, Diedrich. They're still a good side. Brendan Rodgers, mate. Ex-Liverpool manager, he knows how to fucking keep the team up there.
We always take the difficult road. We always make things hard for ourselves.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think if we'd have played this way, I just think us as a team, I think we're. So I said this, but I think we're a bunch of bottlers. I think we are becoming the new Spurs. If we'd have played West Ham the first game out of lockdown, out of Project Restart, we'd have smashed them about 4-0. It's just because when there's something on the line, when there's a chance to go a bit further and go and actually grab the place where we should do, we've bottled it. We've done it all season. It's not just before the pandemic; it's been after. As soon as they get a chance to progress, they'll bottle it.
So I'm going to interpret that then, Diedrich, right, as do you think that this team is too young to handle the pressure at United?
I don't think it's too young because we've done better, we've done more with younger teams. I think there's a lack of leadership. Definite lack of leadership. You've got Harry Maguire coming in and being our captain straight away. That's saying something. Do you really think that would have happened under Fergie? Brought in somebody and then within the same season they're telling everyone what to do. A guy that's only ever really played for a shot played well at Leicester.
But he was a captain at Leicester, and I mean, if the team
captain
is
at Leicester, captain at Manchester United, though, Pankaj, that's two very different things.
It's almost like different caliber.
Like Roy Keane was, like Wayne Rooney, like someone solid too. Because Harry he's like you said, like for Leicester he was the guy, but for Man United, it's such a big club to hold this. It's very hard for him, I think.
So where are you going to get the leadership from? Because people say, "Oh, Bruno is the leader, Maguire is the leader, Dad is the leader." Where are you going to get leaders from then? Like, if it's like
experience of what people have done prior in their career. You need somebody to settle things down, don't you? That's why you need an old head. This is where, Matic isn't exactly the best player in the world, but this is where you need somebody like him who's won as many titles as he has and trophies to be like settling people down, being like, whoa, let's just slow things down again. Let's just get through this. get through this, one more game, and those are the things that win you titles. Not get into the game where you're about to win something and going, no, you look terrified. And honestly, like I said before we went on the show, Marcus, if that's how we're going to play against West Ham at home now, would you really want to be in the Champions League? Can you imagine if we played like that against Real Madrid or against Barcelona or Juventus?
I said it the other day, mate, didn't I? What was the point of going into the Champions? I mean, I get it, finances, it's the prestige of being in the competition, but at the end of the day, I can only see United coming out after that knockout phase or after the group stage and dropping back into Europa League, because at that minute, this team level is Europa League football, where where Europe's concerned. They're not contenders for the Champions League. They'd be lucky to get to the quarterfinals, because if they're cracking under the pressure in Diedrich of just getting top 4, you imagine what they're going to be like playing at the likes of the Bernabeu or fucking San Siro and stuff, places like that. They'll cave. They will absolutely cave, man.
Absolutely spot on.
Yeah. But I think Sancho, we wouldn't get Sancho if we don't get Champions League. And I heard somewhere that Sancho would only come if we get Champions League. So it's like, if you want to have good players in your team, if you want good additions to your team, you need to get Champions League football. And you're not going to get it. Like, then it's going to be much more worse. Like, what are you going to choose then?
No, I agree with you on that one.
George Carl says yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, we need somebody like a Rooney or a Ronaldo or a Beckham, something that can just, when the whole team's playing crap, they can just take the game themselves.
Individually.
Yeah, and we haven't got anybody that can just take the game like that.
Well, that's what I thought we had in Bruno, but
yeah,
Bruno,
it's not looking as bright as it was, is it?
I think Bruno is looking very, very tired. I don't know, but if he's adapting to the tempo of the game, but I think he needs some rest as well.
What did you guys think about Fosu Mensah's second game back?
I like the guy. I've got to say, I liked him when he was on loan at Fulham, Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I've always liked him.
He didn't get much playing time at Fulham, but I think it was Van Gaal that put him in like a CDM role for a couple of games. He looked natural to me. He was built like a tank. He went in for tackles. Didn't give a fucking shit. He had the speed, he had the strength, he had everything. So I think he's got a future at United. Whether it's at right back or not, I don't know. But
I originally seen him as a CDM.
Yeah, I'd say. Well, I hate that term CDM. It's just a defensive midfielder to me.
FIFA talk.
Yeah, how many commentators you see on the TV saying CDM? You don't.
Jessica thought Timothy was good considering. She also agrees that there's too much reliance on Bruno. George Carl said the 5-3 against Van Gaal's United left have not beaten us in 11 matches. Mate, anything can happen on the day. And that United team just do not look up for a fight at the minute.
The closest they come to beating us was that weird 2-2 draw back in December, like 2 years ago, when, if you remember, Smalling went off. He should have gone off injured, but didn't. And then Maguire evidently was the 2-2 one, yeah.
I think we have never lost to them recently, to be honest, at their ground or at our ground.
But going back to that squad being young, then to handle the pressure, do you reckon it's just like a mentality thing, then, lads? Do you think they just can't handle? They've not got it there mentally yet, because there's a lot of pressure on Mason, isn't it? It's his first proper season, and Brandon.
Yeah.
But when one player's playing bad, the whole team seems to play bad. It's got to be a mentality thing. You don't get half the team playing good and half bad. It's just the whole team's playing bad or the whole team's playing good.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, exactly.
Red Devil says Liverpool leading. I think it's just come up on the screen. It was Naby Keita.
Come on, Liverpool. Come on.
That'll do us.
Liverpool.
So far to me.
God, I need a bath after hearing that.
We'll never walk alone.
I mean, if Chelsea lose, mate, then the point doesn't look as bad. But it still doesn't excuse that, like Diedrich said earlier, it should have been sewn up before this. So, I mean, Dia, going into Leicester then, do you play the same team? Are you confident with the same team, or do you make changes?
I think we go with the same team. We go
Yeah.
with the same team because it's the last game. It is the momentum. You have to go with the same team. I think post momentum maybe. I don't think Ole will risk and try to put him because it's the last game. I think Bisaka will be starting. And now if Shaw is back, that will be very massive for us because Shaw is very important in our defensive connection which we have with Rashford and so on. So it's very important to have Luke Shaw back. Hopefully, if we have him.
Fair enough. George Carl says the point is terrible. Mate, George, I said that at the beginning. I didn't think the point was good enough. I really didn't. Red Devil says we want to win Saturday. Is it Saturday or was it Sunday? I thought it was Sunday, isn't it?
Sunday, 4 o'clock. They're all at 4.
Yes, yeah, all games are on at the same time.
Not
Marcus,
try
can I
to hold
ask
out
you something?
draw. Yeah,
Can I
go
ask
on,
you
Mark.
something, Marcus? It's just popped into my head now.
Yeah.
What's with Ross calling him De Gea?
De Gea? I don't
David
know.
De Gea. He keeps saying David De Gea. I'm like, what? You know,
De Gea? I don't know. I think you said that for quite a while. De Gea.
I've only noticed it the past couple of times he's been on.
Right, George Carl says, now this is interesting because George is a De Gea fan here, right? George says, I just see us drawing in the final minutes on Sunday and then De Gea throws it in his own net. Now, George is a De Gea fan, I think.
No,
Flip flop.
He's a big advocate of De Gea. So that's interesting there. He's changing his tune now. Look, one day to the next. Right. So before we wrap this up, then, yeah, go on.
Sorry, I'm going to say, do you not think it's a concentration thing with De Gea though? I mean, past couple of seasons, I'm not saying we've got a solid defence now, fucking by any stretch of the imagination, but before, like, when we had Van Gaal and then we had Mourinho, our defence was, even under Mourinho, was a bit shaky. So he was constantly working. But now, he might go like 40, 50 minutes without doing anything. So do you think maybe that's why? Because if you're constantly moving, you're constantly active, you're constantly thinking something's coming in. But now, De Gea might have like 30, 40 minutes without anything happening. Then when it does, he's just not switching on.
Absolutely.
Psychology thing. Is it a psychology thing?
Yeah, because the level of concentration are the same. I think he's not quite involved in the match because before when we had some defenders like Phil Jones, Smalling, he was very active.
You've got to fucking be switched on around them.
Exactly.
So the lights are on. There's nobody behind the fucking wheel.
Well, Red Devil says Divic's right here on De Gea. Red Devil says that he's a goalkeeper himself, and that's exactly it. You know, mate, in my younger days, I should be a goalkeeper, and I do think that plays a part because when you're bored, you're not as sharp in your mind as what you should be on the pitch. Your mind wanders and concentration levels drop. So yeah, I can see that. I was always
put in goal because I was the shittest on the pitch.
I also think as well he's a little bit comfortable because he's not had anyone really to challenge him for that position for about 10 years. 8 at a push minimum. So yeah, I mean, look, before we go then, because I want to remember this for Sunday night show, right? We are going to do a score prediction now, right, for Leicester. Okay, and I want you to tell me. I'm worried. I think someone mentioned it in the comments earlier. I think Red. I'm worried he's going to switch formation here and go to back 3 or that back 5. Right?
We've got enough defenders to go to a back 5.
Yeah.
Well, if he's got Foes who fit, mate, he'll stick the 5 in there, won't he?
Or you put Shaw as a centre back as well if he comes back.
You sure's only got a twisted ankle or something.
Wan-Bissaka could always go as the right back, as the right of the 3.
Right, well, let's go to Pankaj. Then Pankaj, does he stick with the same formation? And what's the score?
I think he might change the formation. Maybe 5 at the back could be. Yeah. And if Bailly is fit, he could play Bailly, but I don't know. And I think it's going to be a 1-0 win to United. I think Maguire winner. That's all.
So top 4 gets sewn up on Sunday, yeah? 1-0. Right, okay. Mark, what do you think?
What I think is you've forgotten to say, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
I did forget to say that again. Right, come on in. Does he go with the
Uh,
formation change or what?
No, I think he'll stick to his guns and it'll be 1-1 or 0-0. It's going to be a draw.
And so top 4 sewn up on Sunday as well, yeah?
Yeah, just about.
Okay, right. Diedrich?
Okay, switches to a back 5 as well. And I reckon it'll be a thoroughly entertaining 0-0.
Yeah, top 4 sewn up on Sunday. Dear?
And I say that he stick by the same formation, and I think it will be 1-0 victory.
1-0 victory.
I think
So
we'll ball
again,
game.
top 4. Do you know what? I love this, right? Because I'm going to go against all of you. I don't think we're winning Sunday. I don't think we're drawing.
Touch
After
some wood,
that
touch some
tonight, and
wood.
I'm basing that, right? I'm going to
Yeah,
base
I
that
was very
on.
close to saying loss as well.
I'm basing that on what I saw against Southampton, what I saw in the FA Cup semi-final, and what I saw tonight. I don't see, right, how you can galvanise that team. If he couldn't do it tonight to get 3 points, which is a considerably easier game in my eyes than going away at Leicester, I think we're going to possibly lose this 2-1, and I can see him going to a back. And I think the only way they'll get Champions League is if they win the Europa League, and I think they're going to be too knackered to win that.
I agree with
chose
you.
the
I
hard
was going
way.
to say something similar, but I bottled it. I bottled it. I was going to say the same thing.
Red Devil says 3rd if we win, so long as this Liverpool result holds out. He also says, I didn't understand how he could drop Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's player of the season, but not David De Gea or anyone else. I get centre-back as we only have 2 fit at the moment, but yeah. And George Carl says, Marcus, if we don't get top 4, will I have been right about praising Ollie before the race is run? Well, in a way, George, yeah, in a way. But it would have gone out if we'd have got through that FA Cup semi-final, that you and someone else, I can't remember who it was now, just wanted to throw it away. That sort of like takes the point away of winning a trophy and what United's all about, isn't it? So they'd have been on a high if they'd have got into that final tonight, which could have changed. It's all ifs, buts, and maybes, isn't it? But in a way, yeah. Right, thanks for coming on, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it.
Yeah.
No problem.
Thank you
A
so
little
much
bit longer
for
than
the
I wanted
opportunity,
to.
everything.
But
Thank you, Marcus.
Nice to talk to you
no
all.
worries, man. No worries.
Very nice.
Any of
Very
you
nice.
lot
Very
want to
happy.
shout out like any of your social medias or anything? Yeah,
Yeah, I'm Onasala Arasen on Twitter.
Oh. Right, dear, what you
Yeah.
want to do, right? Next time you come on, you can edit your name, right? So
Ah,
when you
okay.
click on the 3 dots, right?
Yeah.
It says there that edit name. So you can put your Twitter
Okay.
name on there if you want.
Twitter
Right?
name. Okay. That's
Put your
nice.
Twitter name on there. Everything else. George says our squad has been proven to be piss poor. Kylie, I'll agree with you on because the squad is poor. Red Devil says, good show. I'll calm down now, but still not happy. And Kylie says, I'll never get the shout out by Twitter. George, you liar. So what we're going to do Sunday?
Is Jay Hart still there, or has he gone dogging?
I think he's gone dogging, mate. To be honest. What we'll do Sunday is I'll have a word with the boys and we'll see if we can get a load of us on together because I think this StreamYard can have 10 of us on. So we'll get a load of us on together, seeing as it's the last game of the season, and we'll have a couple of beers and that and have a good chat. All
Is it
right?
on the telly?
Do you know what? I don't know.
That was an interesting one because everyone's kicking off at the same time.
It's all 4
So
o'clock.
it might be like Amazon get one, BT get one, Sky gets one.
Really strange. We'll have to look into that and message
I don't
each
think
other
anybody
and
gets
let
it.
each other know.
Yeah, I don't
But,
think anybody gets these
right.
games.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. And
Don't forget to
speak
like,
you
share,
soon.
subscribe. Share,
Thank you.
subscribe.
Cheers, like, subscribe.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Good night.